Howdy folks, this is Shane and you are listening to the Bugera Infinium 5-watt tube amplifier. This has one 12AX7, one 8-inch speaker, and lots of mojo. On the back of the amplifier is a power attenuator, so you can switch it from 5 watts, which is its maximum, down to 1 watt, down to 0.1 watts. On the intro clip I was playing at the lowest power rating, which was the 0.1 watt. I wanted a little practice amp that I could use at home, leave out in the lounge room without it taking up too much physical space, and also to be able to play it at different times of the day or night without really affecting too many people around me. The reason I went for this particular amplifier was simple. It didn't get too dirty, it had a tube so it still sounds nice and warm. I actually really like the stock speaker and also the look and cosmetic of the amplifier, which is kind of like, you know, a bit of a thing that shouldn't really matter, but it actually looks like a really cool amp. This particular amp looks and feels like $1 million. The design of it's really cool. The Tolex looks awesome. It's quite heavy for its size. It says on the box it weighs around 10 kilos, which is around 22 pounds. Let's get into it with a few different guitars and see how it sounds. If you want to find out more about this particular amplifier, I'll leave all the links through the Bugera website on screen and in the description below. Let's do it. Alright, let's kick this off. We're going to start on the lowest power setting, which is the 0.1 watts. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. This is where I had it set on the intro clip. Let's go to bridge pickup. Gain all the way up now. Now if you're wondering how loud that is, it's still kind of loud. Like, I've got the amp on 10, there's a slight speaker distortion already happening, but you couldn't really crank it all the way up like this late at night. You would definitely wake your neighbors or someone in the next room. It's not that quiet. It's like an extremely loud argument sort of volume. So yeah, it does have a bit of oomph even at 0.1 watts. Let's try it cleaner now on neck pickup. As you can hear, the reverb's quite prominent right now. There's no spring reverb in the back of this thing. This is digital reverb, and it sounds to me more like a room reverb than an actual spring reverb. Definitely. Over to the 1 watt setting now, and I've just grabbed my Strat. We're going to be playing on the bridge and middle position. Now, as you can see, I turned the volume down, and this is still a whole lot louder than 0.1 watts all the way open, so it is quite a bit louder. Beautiful. I've just cranked up the gain now. Let's give this a shot. A huge reason why I bought this, even with the gain up like this, it's not getting too dirty. It's a very, very cool, bluesy type of tone, which is perfect for the stuff I play. Due to the 8-inch speaker distortion that you do get when you start to crank it up, and depending on what type of guitar you play, it almost sounds a little bit tweedy to my ear as well. Alright, over to my Telecaster now, and we're going to try the amp on 5-watt mode. This particular mode is the loudest, obviously, and it's as loud as the amp goes. I've put the volume and gain back to 12 o'clock, and you'll hear it sort of round out the sound. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. It's already much louder than it was even on the previous mode with the controls at 12 o'clock, but it's nice and clean. It's got a hair of dirt on there and slight speaker distortion. Let's see how clean I can get 5-watt mode while still retaining some volume. So I think this is about it. Cool. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. Please let me know what you think of my new little amp. I'm also using it to track some of my new tracks on my album, working on some new songs, and it's a perfect little amp. I can chuck it on 0.1 watts and just play and still record a fairly decent tone from such an inexpensive amp. I found this amplifier not at a music store, but at a store that just sold lots and lots of random stuff. It was brand new in the box. I had a chance to test it, and it just spoke to me. I thought, this is a great amp. It's got just what I like on the front. Simple controls and reverb. Nothing else required for me. I'm quite happy with that. One other benefit is you can also use headphones with it on the back. You might be thinking, what are the downsides to this amplifier? One, the speaker distortion might annoy some people, especially if you're playing a humbucker guitar like a Les Paul or 335. The amplifier doesn't really handle that as well as it does with the Strats and Telecasters, that kind of thing. At lower power ratings, it seems to be okay, but even on 1 watt with a Les Paul with humbuckers, you'll hear the speaker distort. For me, I don't really care too much. I'm using it at home for non-professional purposes. I get to jam on it, have a bit of fun, leave it in the lounge room, and not wake up the neighbors. The only other downside I can think of is probably the tone control. It feels like it needs to go a little further than where it's set at maximum, just to give you more tone. I think basically all the way up is letting all the high end through, but it feels like it needs to go that little bit further on certain guitars, especially on neck pickup, for example. That said, for the price I paid for this, it's absolutely awesome. I love it. It's going to sit out in the lounge room most of the time. Sometimes in my production room too, if I'm just need an amp to track some songs, but generally it's going to be out there so I can just have some fun if I'm kicking back on the couch or whatever. Just don't have to hook up a massive super reverb. For 5 watts, this amp is pretty cool, and if you want to find out more about it, I'll post all links on screen and in the description below. I hope you like it. Cheers, folks. See ya. Thanks again for watching, folks, and don't forget you can click one of these 2 videos right here to take you through to more of my content. You can also click on the In the Blues logo that just popped up to subscribe to the channel.